Hi, everybody. I'm Helen McConnell, your tapping expert, and the folks over at Andersen Construction Company and ASI Structures have invited me to create this series of tapping videos to not only help you get through these most interesting times with grace and ease, but to help you with some other issues as well. We're going to be tapping today on physical pain. If you're experiencing any physical pain, be it from an old injury, stress, or anything else, this video will help you. This is good for any age group, anyone who can describe their pain or even sense into their pain and some emotions can use this tapping. You guys should be getting pretty good at doing tapping by now, probably getting the hang of it. And I'm going to encourage you to try it on literally everything. And pain is always something that people think, how can this stress reliever help me with pain? But here's what I want to tell you. All pain, all physical pain has at least one emotional component, maybe two or three. If you can find and relieve those emotional components, your pain oftentimes is relieved or completely dissipated. I have seen miracles in short periods of time. So let's do some tapping together here. And I'm also going to attach a video for you to watch, one that I created. All right, so here's how you tap for pain. Clearly identify a pain or a tightness or whatever it is that you notice in your physical body, no matter what you believe about it. Where is it? Write it down or make a mental note. And then notice, is it a sharp pain, a dull pain, a throbbing pain? Is it chronic or do you feel it just occasionally? And I want you to rate the intensity of this pain right now, this pain or tension right now, using the 0 to 10 scale. I realize that sometimes the pain will be worse or better before this, but the only way we can really measure is going by how it feels right now. If it's one of those kinds of pains that you only notice when you're standing up and right now you're sitting down, then safely stand up and rate the intensity. Then sit back down and do the tapping. And when you want to re-rate it, stand back up and test again. So remember, releasing old emotions frees the energy body to flow, and this can relieve all or some of the pain. Now we're going to tap together on this pain, whatever it is. I'm going to do something. Let's take an injury that you might have had at any point in your life. If you've had an injury and you're still suffering pain from it, and you believe it's because of that injury, the pain can still be relieved. I've seen it so many times. Sometimes this pain is, I've seen pain that's 20 years old go away in just a few minutes. It's because when we hold on to these old emotions, it causes our energy body to kind of get stuck. And that stuckness is what causes the pain. Also, sometimes the emotion is anger or frustration or whatever. But all right, so let's say you have an old ankle injury, because those are really common. Sense into which foot is it, which ankle is it, right or left? And we're going to do this, but you can put in your own injury. You don't even have to change the words. Just think of your own injury and use my words. So let's say I have an old ankle injury on my right ankle, and it hurts right now because I have just come back from a hiking trip or something like that, and my ankle hurts. And then I'm also going to notice that I'm afraid that pretty soon I won't be able to hike anymore because of this ankle pain. It's important to notice all the emotions attached to pain. So let's say my ankle hurts right now at a 6. It's throbbing. And like I said, I'm afraid. Okay, so we're going to tap like this. We're going to say, even though I feel this pain in my ankle, and you can repeat this, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I think this pain is from an old injury, and it was exacerbated on my last hike, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. even though I'm afraid that this ankle pain is going to keep me from hiking much longer, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And I'm open to relieving the pain in my ankle. You don't even have to know what all that means. Just tap around and say, this pain in my ankle, on the eyebrow. I think it's from an old injury. Side of the eye. It got exacerbated when I went hiking. Under the eye. And I'm afraid it's going to keep me from hiking. And you know, as I did that, I just noticed which one of those things is kind of the loudest, the scariest. So I'm going to repeat those. I'm going to say, I'm afraid this is going to keep me from hiking. On the chin. I'm afraid this ankle pain is going to keep me from hiking. And as you're tapping this, sense into the area where you normally feel the pain. On the collarbone. On the collarbone. I'm afraid this pain is going to keep me from hiking. Under the arm. This ankle pain. Right. This is just one round. Take a nice gentle breath in and out. And what I invite people to do, and it's a little hard to do it when it's a one-sided tapping, not when I'm talking to you, as opposed to when I'm talking to you, but notice what comes up. Like I've mentioned, the fear that I'm not going to be able to hike. Some people might not notice that until they've tapped a round or two. Any other emotion that comes up, any other thought, memory, anything, tap on anything that comes up. Just write it down and do it next. All right, now we're going to tap one more round on this ankle pain, and then I'm going to tune you into another one of my videos. So tap and say, even though I feel this ankle pain, and I think it's because of the hike I went on and an old injury, I deeply and completely accept myself. And I choose to know that my body wants to heal itself. And we're just going to do one setup statement. Tap around the point, say, this remaining pain in my ankle. On the eyebrow. An old hiking injury. Side of the eye. Exacerbated by last week's hike. Under the eye. I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to go hiking. Under the nose. This ankle pain. On the chin. This ankle pain. Collarbone. This ankle pain. Under the arm. This ankle pain. Take a breath in and out. You go ahead and re-rate the pain in your ankle. 0 to 10, and notice anything else that came up. What I heard, even from myself, if this were my thing, I would go in and tap on the original injury. I would remember it and tap as I remembered every little part of it and see what else came up. And as you tap through the memory of it, oftentimes that releases the pain. Because we always remember things in kind of a distorted way. I had a client who had a hiking injury, a fall while she was hiking. And as we tapped through it, there were so many other parts to it that she hadn't remembered. And so if you just kind of slow it down and tap through every moment of it, what did it smell like? What did it look like? What did it feel like? What were you afraid of while you were out there hiking? That kind of thing. And this you can use it for a sports injury, or I encourage you to get in the habit of doing this right there. If you're out hiking and you have an accident or an injury, or you slip or you trip or turn your ankle or whatever, start tapping right there. Yeah, it looks dumb, but it sure makes your body heal faster. Okay, you just start it right away. And your body will quiet down and soothe instead of being kind of in that panic state. When it's in the panic state, it doesn't have a chance to start healing. And the panic never heals completely. So really do this. All right, now I'm going to turn you over to another video that I made a while ago, but I just want you to watch this other one on neck pain because it's helped a lot of people, and maybe it'll help you. All right. Hi everyone, Helen McConnell here from PurposeProsperityHappiness.com. You know, I often get clients saying similar things in a close period of time. So in other words, many people come with the same sort of symptoms or concerns all in the same week or the same month. And when that happens, I know it's time to do a video. So today I want to talk to you about neck pain and what that means and how to clear it. We're going to do a quick tapping on neck pain. So if you've been suffering from neck pain, it's probably where you store your emotions, your stress, your tension. Many people describe it as pain down the back of their neck or across their shoulders. And even as we're talking about it, you can probably sense into it. Most people have at least some tension there. Even in our relaxed state, we tend to carry some tension there. So here's what I want you to do. First, I want you to sense into the back of your head, down your neck, across your shoulders, and notice where there's any tension and rate the intensity of it, 0 to 10, 0 being no tension at all, 10 being totally intense, painful. And then taking responsibility for your own well-being, I want you to gently turn your head to the right, to the left, and notice how far you can turn it. Now, I can turn mine quite a bit further than that. I'm not experiencing really any neck pain at the moment, but I know I do store tension right back in here. So notice how far you went. Maybe make it a time. In other words, you can turn over this way to 3 o'clock and this way over to 9 o'clock, or whatever works for you. You can write it down if you want. But now we're going to tap on the tension, pain in the neck. Okay, so tap along on the karate chop point and say, even though I have all this tension in my neck, and you repeat that, I love and accept myself and my body. Already I can feel it starting to relax. Even though I store my tension and stress in my neck, I love and accept myself completely. And even though all this tension and stress in my neck is keeping me from fully looking around me, not only physically but metaphorically, I love and accept myself and my body. Okay, and then we're going to tap around the points starting at the top of the head. Repeat after me. This tension, this pain in my neck, it's hard to look around. I'm storing all my tension and stress in my neck and in my shoulders. I can feel it there now. This tension and stress in my neck and shoulders. I've been storing it there for a long time. And we're going to go one more round. It feels like it's stuck there. But it's not really stuck there. It might be my thinking that's stuck. I keep repeating stressful thoughts. Oh, I'd like to let all this go. Just lighten up. Release all this stress and tension from my neck and shoulders. And change my thinking to less stressful thoughts. Okay, so take a nice deep, gentle breath in and exhale. And those rounds, 2 rounds, took us probably a minute, maybe a minute and a half. I want you to check back in with the stress and tension in your neck and re-rate it, the intensity of it, and see if the number has changed at all. And then once again, after you've done that, I want you to gently turn your head to the right and to the left and see if you've experienced any shift at all. A little greater range of motion, even if it's just slightly. And now I want you to take one more deep breath in and out. And if you still have remaining tension in your neck and shoulders, tap this secondary round. And you can redo these rounds as many times as you want, but tap like this and say, even though I have this remaining tension in my neck and my shoulders, I love and accept myself and my body. And then tap around the points, repeating after me, starting at the top of the head. This remaining tension and stress in my neck and my shoulders. I'm still holding on to some of this tension and stress. It's like a habit for me. But I'd like to change this habit. I'd really like to lighten up. All this stress and tension, I'm choosing to let it go. Another nice deep breath in and out. And just notice again that took like 30 seconds. And if between the 2 rounds you've gotten some relief, isn't that worth it to try that a few times a day until you have retrained your brain and your body to release tension as it comes up and no longer stored in your neck and shoulders? It may never be perfect, but your brain and your body will get the message very quickly. So here's to your vitality and your relaxed, joyful life. So that video is about 5 years old, and I apologize for the background noise on it. I think it was raining. I like to think it was raining, but I don't know. Anyway, it's still a really good video and can be really helpful, and it can begin to help you to realize what tapping can do for you. So you've identified some physical pain. We were tapping on pain in the ankle, a made-up pain after an injury. You can do this for any pain. I just want to tell you some of the pain that I have helped people relieve or completely eliminate. There's one woman who came to me for fibromyalgia, and we resolved that. I can't say I did it. I helped her do it, and she was very willing. And this is not normal, but to do it this quickly. But in 3 one-hour sessions, her fibromyalgia was gone, is gone, and has been gone. And that was a year or 2 ago. There's also an audio recording from a meetup that I did where one of the participants had shoulder pain that she'd had for several months. And when we got to the root cause of her shoulder pain, no, maybe it was even a couple of years, I don't know. But anyway, it was gone at the end of this short tapping session on her meetup. And the next month she was on the meetup again. And so I checked with her. I said, so how's your shoulder pain? And she goes, oh, it doesn't even bother me. It's as if she never had it. And that's one of the things, that once something is that gone, we forget we had it. And in tapping, we call that the apex effect. It's that common. I'll tell you a personal experience. One morning I was out walking and I had this absolute splitting headache. And as I was about a block from home, I went, oh my God, I could tap on this headache. So I just started tapping on the headache, even though I have this headache pain and it's throbbing at an 8 intensity. And I don't remember all the things I said. But seriously, one round of tapping and that headache was gone and didn't come back. So what tapping isn't magic, but it does magical things. It helps our nervous system relax, and it allows the energy in the blood and everything to flow the way it wants to flow. All right, and one last note, if you tap 2 or 3 rounds with very little movement in the intensity, it's likely that the target that you're tapping on is not the right one. So you can change the target. And I often encourage people when they're not getting results they want to say something like, if you're like we did it with the tapping on the ankle injury, I'm afraid I won't be able to hike anymore. And that will often trigger something. Or, you know, whatever this pain or injury or experience causes you, what's it keeping you from, especially with pain? Then you get all kinds of insights. The neck one, when people come to me for neck pain, I often ask them, what is causing you a pain in the neck right now? What's a pain in the neck in your life? Even if you don't use that phrase yourself, it's so ubiquitous in our culture that things that are bothering you end up in your neck. So if the statement, I accept myself, even though blank, I accept myself, doesn't feel true to you, I want you to say it anyway. It will become your friend. This is an important part of the emotional freedom techniques process. And if you need further tapping resources or assistance, please contact me, helen@helenmcconnell.com, or you can schedule a free, no obligation phone consult from my website, helenmcconnell.com, or you can find thousands of practitioners around the globe at eftuniverse.com. And there are probably tens of thousands of tapping YouTube videos. You know, find someone you trust and follow them on YouTube. Brad Yates is really popular. The Tapping Solution has all kinds of free resources. I have lots. Anything that's on YouTube is going to be mostly free. So we really want you to learn this technique and use it. Thanks for watching, and here's to your emotional freedom.